Hi students, I'm Dr. David Glassman, President of Eastern Illinois University, and I want to welcome you as new EIU students as well as high school students. I want to congratulate you on the great work you've done at your school in order to achieve the ability to take a dual credit course. Completing dual credit courses is a great opportunity for you. It not only allows you to get college credit while in high school, but it will also help you with the transition to how college courses operate so that you'll have a better chance of understanding that before going to the university itself. For those of you who are graduating this year and have not yet applied to EIU, I'm so proud to say that because you're in a dual credit course with EIU, we will waive your application fee. And I hope that you will explore EIU and all it has to offer. Before I turn it back to your EIU instructor, I want to tell you just one more time how thrilled we are that you're exploring EIU through dual credit courses. I hope it provides you with a great experience and that you'll look to EIU as a first choice for your university future career. Thank you.
Because I could not stop for death, the body, illness, and the stories they tell. That's the title of our course, and today I'm going to give you a brief overview to the course's foundations and what we'll be doing this semester. I'm Randy Beebe. I'm a professor in the English department at EIU, and I'm really happy to work with you this semester. But let me just start off with two things here at the outset. First is, we're going to be reading some great stories. These are all field tested. I've selected stories that students really like, that are challenging, complex, and I think you're going to like them too. And the second thing I want to say here at the outset is that everything I'm going to go over here today in this brief video we'll be discussing again later in the week. And I'll be using some pictures, some illustrations, some graphs, some text to help punctuate those points. So if you're not getting everything here today in this video, don't worry, we'll be going over it again. What I thought we would do today, though, is a thought experiment and use our imaginations. And what I want you to imagine are two circles. In one circle we have, let's call it medicine, health, science. And in this circle there's words like symptom, biopsy, diagnosis, surgery, recovery, right? And in the other circle, let's call it the humanities, we have words like drama, poetry, novel, philosophy, history, feeling, sympathy, right? Lots of other words in both, but those are good ones. And so what we'll be studying this semester is the intersection of medicine, health, and sciences with the humanities. And we'll be looking in particular at the stories that come out of these two different ways of thinking, these two ways of analyzing this human condition, the human body. And we're going to call these stories narratives. And by narratives, we're going to, of course, look at fictional depictions of this, but we're also going to look at non-fiction depictions, non-fictional narratives. We're going to look at poetry, we're going to look at advertisements, we're going to look at movies, a whole assortment of how our culture constructs the human body in this sort of human condition. So let me just sort of fast forward to the end and what you'll be seeing here. What you'll come out of this is, of course, seeing vast differences. You could expect that. We're going to see very different ways of thinking, very different ways of constructing this human body. But what's going to be remarkable for you and what will be memorable is you're also going to see very interesting confluences, where these two circles come together, where they complement each other, where they richly inform each other in some surprising ways. And that's going to be a very interesting form of study for you and what we'll be spending a lot of our time on. We'll need to appreciate the differences, but we want to look at the close complementarity as well. So this course is going to teach you to read in a different way, to read beyond plot, looking at how these stories think, how they analyze, how they inquire, and how they even sympathize. And that might seem a little strange for you, and you might not know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, that's quite all right. I'm going to teach you. And so in this first unit, we're going to look at exactly that. In the first unit, we're going to look at why we tell stories, or just let's use it as a question. Why tell stories? That's where we're going to begin. We're going to go head on right into that question and understand it from both sides of the circle. I can almost guarantee you that the answers to the question of why we tell stories, why tell stories, is something you haven't thought about and something that you're really going to like. And so to get started with this class, I'd like you to go into D2L and click on Unit 1. You want to review the course policies and get familiar with D2L. I'm going to have you do a quick posting right away to help you get familiar with D2L. Some of you may already be, and that's fine. The more important thing though right away is I want to get to know you. I want to hear your story, where you're coming from, and this first assignment is going to sort of ask you to do that. So again, I look forward to working with you this semester. Let me know if you have any questions.
You deserve a campus that feels like home. Professors who are all in for your success. A university that propels you further than you ever thought possible. At Eastern Illinois University, we know that with the right support and opportunities, you can open up a lifetime of possibilities. We're all in for you. Let's do this together.